So we are officially starting our hot lap session as we're watching the 96 of Brody Plots work his way around here at Volusia. It's looking like the track, like Jared said, that dirt just a little bit darker than what we normally see. It's definitely like that in real life. Brody making his return to the NorthEast iRacing League here. He's always been trying to work that cushion every night that I try to see him run. It's always quite interesting to see how Brody works that as he continues to refine his skill and his craft here in the iRacing division. As Dylan Terry jumps to the top of the board with Brody following directly in behind. We currently have 14 drivers answering the call into the hot lap session. Dylan Terry on the top of the board with Brody Plots. Shane Billings not posting a time yet. Zach Lynch, Lightning, posting top 3 lap time right now. Of course, always in that Cars-inspired number 95. Always looking sharp for the fans as Zach tags the wall a little bit there coming off of turn number 4. He's going to shut it down, continue to refine what he needs to be able to do as Clayton Slavsky in the number 24 jumping up to P3. Jared, I know you have probably a little bit to say about these drivers. Of course, Zach being one of the notables. Jumping in from the mini stocks into the 358 modifieds and iRacing, of course, 2 totally different disciplines. And I can say Zach has really come a long way in his refinement as he's chasing Clayton Slavsky here coming off of turn number 4.
No, you're absolutely right, Colin. Zach Lynch, iRacing, real racing, has come a long way from when I first met him.
Yes.
Wonderful guy, good heart. He's definitely one to look out for in the mini stock division over the next couple of years.
Yeah, of course. Zach and I, we got our feet wet in the mini stock division last year in 2023. Him and I, we battled for Rookie of the Year honors. Zach coming out on top. Unfortunate for me, but really great to see Zach come away with that in his rookie year. And I can also say that driver he's chasing currently right now, that 24 of Clayton Slavsky, he is one heck of a rookie in the mini stock division. Of course, able to run up top 5, top 10 with you and I on our good nights, Jared. And really entertaining to watch Clayton run, of course, having that nasty rollover, but of course has no fear no matter what happens.
No, he seems to just hang on to the steering wheel and hammer down. Races hard. He really races hard. He's a good guy to hold his line out on the track. He's definitely he's another one we're going to have to watch out for, Colin, in the coming seasons.
Yeah, of course. Clayton, a teammate of mine at Pine Tree Automotive Racing, partnership with Slinger Motorsports. We've got G&L roots in us. So it's like one big family down there. But nonetheless, Clayton is just going to be a force to be reckoned with once he figures his car out, of course, makes more performance gains and develops the car a little more. Of course, running that number 24 Acura Integra on Saturday nights is changing subject. Chad Lackey to the top of the board in that number 91 machine. Brody Plots currently hanging on to P2 with the 621 of Matthew Hudson currently ranked at P3. Dylan Terry and Clayton Slavsky rounding out your top 5 with Zach Lynch running 6th right now. Logan Brown, P7, about a quarter of a second off the fastest lap, with Derek DeMont back, running in P8. Robbie Shaw making another appearance, and notable Ryland Banks in the top 10 here. About a half a second off the pace, but definitely nice to see yet another driver joining the iRacing, or NorthEast iRacing League. Of course, Ryland, rookie in the mini stock division this year. I've had a couple of battles with that young man, and I can say he is quite the racer, to say the least. He had a couple issues toward the start of the season, but as the season progressed, through a little bit of learning and challenges, of course, like we all have, and the growing pains, and Ryland's coming along really, really nice.
What's up, guys? Yo.
Currently, we're watching Chad Lackey cycle around the top line of the racetrack here. Chad Lackey, always a very strong driver here in the NorthEast iRacing League. A former vintage driver at the Brockville and Cornwall Motor Speedways. I'm sure he's run a couple other tracks as well. Chad, always strong as the number of drivers answering the call here tonight continues to grow. 18 drivers currently. I'm just waiting on some information from race control and race officials on heat races, distance, and all that good stuff. Not 100% sure if it's changed or not. Let me just get that information for you as Tyler Bushy to the top of the board. Tyler always very strong, running in the, I do believe he's in Pro Stocks now, in the Northeast area. I know Jared. Pardon me, sorry? Okay, that's
Jim's
not
not running.
Of course, I do believe Jim Bordon is officiating tonight. So I am just going to get in the officials chat details for the race, laps, etc. How many to the A main? And we will get that information as soon as it is available through race control and handed down. I know last race at Linear Speedway we had 18 cars move into the A main. I do believe it was 30 to 35 laps. Of course, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. So it may be a little bit more fluid on how things change. As Rylan Poole, I see, is back. Of course, Rylan and Rylan Banks, also former go-kart division drivers at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway. So it's really nice to see those two going ahead. So we are confirmed. We should be the same rules and setup as last week. So 18 to start the A main, 35 laps if I am correct. Top 4 from each heat, as long as there are 4 heats, advance into the A main, and then we will run a consolation event. Of course, depending on the amount of drivers, we will be taking a select few to the A main. Of course, everybody else, unfortunately, will be going home. So the ultimate go or go home situation always adds a little bit of entertainment to this, eh, Jared?
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to see what tonight brings for all the drivers, and I know everybody's going to have a lot of fun, including you and I.
Yeah, of course. It's always fun calling here at the Northeast iRacing League. Of course, Jared and I, the voices of this league so far. Of course, we've had some guest commentators in Jim Bordon, Rylan Banks jumping in. Zach Lynch always drops in, has a chat with us. So, as I always said before, if any drivers are listening into the stream, feel free to jump into the commentators chat and we will call on you and have a nice little chat. Of course, Austin Warmouth jumping into the commentators chat here. How's it going, Austin?
Not too bad. How are you guys doing?
Not bad at all. Are you racing tonight?
Is it practice?
Yes, we are running an unofficial practice event here tonight.
Yeah, I'll jump in with you guys.
All right, perfect. If you are driving, please just have your mic muted throughout the time that.
Yep.
Definitely appreciate that. We'll call on you if we want to chat. Nonetheless, we appreciate any drivers jumping in to have a talk, or even officials, anyone really. We'll call on you. If we feel like chatting is definitely necessary, as we see Chad Lackey rolling back out onto the track. Current rundown of your leaders in this first 20-minute hot lap session. We have Tyler Bushy leading the way with Ryan Holland, former winner in this series, running in P2. Chad Lackey and Brody Plotz, 3 and 4. Matthew Hudson jumping into P number 5. Always a very strong runner. I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe Hudson does have a win here in this series. Dylan Terry, one of the first times I may have called on Dylan. I may be mistaken, running in P6 currently. Logan Brown in that number 9 car, running 7th. Of course, very sharp looking blue and black ride. Always love to see the paint schemes that these drivers come up with through the iRacing ranks. Clayton Slavsky still running P8. Zach Lynch, P9. Shane Billings, 10th. Derek DeMont, 11th. Robbie Sugar running in P12 with Rylan Banks. Rylan Poole running P13 and 14. Ken Warmouth. Nicholas Scavia, Blake Smith, Jonathan and Jim Bordon yet to post any lap times. I do believe Jim Bordon's just in to keep an eye on things as an official. So 19 drivers answering the call here so far tonight for 18 to run the A main. So somebody, unfortunately, will be going home. Of course, still a little bit halfway, I do believe, around that for our current practice session. So still lots of time for other drivers to join. Of course, always expecting around 20, 25. We've had almost 30 here a couple nights in a row. So hopefully to see a good turnout as this NorthEast iRacing League continues to grow, as the drivers from all different disciplines in the NorthEast region do battle here in the iRacing. So definitely fun to watch all this happen as we're watching Tyler Bushy and Ryan Holland work each other over here in the hot lap session. I know Jared's been watching these guys, and definitely always a good time watching these two do battle.
Oh, absolutely. As Tyler Bushy and Ryan Holland are out on the track, giving her all they got. Definitely love the look of that pink car. It does look good.
Of course, Tyler's, I do believe, got the nickname the Pink Panther in the NorthEast region. I may be incorrect on that, but please, if somebody feels so to correct me, by all means, let me know. I definitely want to bring the best information that I can to all you fans watching, tuning in, any drivers that are tuning in and listening. It's always entertaining, though. Definitely. So, official word, we do have 30 laps for the A main, 12 laps for the consolation. So far, everybody is making the feature. So we'll see how that turns out. As we watched Tyler Bushy work around the outside, or try to work around the outside of Ryan Holland, but Ryan extremely strong on that high side. Tyler looks down onto the bottom, trying to figure things out and see what those two can learn, the 15 and the X15 here tonight. Any thoughts on how things are progressing along so far, Jared, here in this hot lap session? The look of the track or anything like that?
It's looking like the middle seems to be the fastest part, or at least the preferred line anyways. Guys seem to be running the middle consistently. Not seeing any low lane runners. Seeing Tyler really likes that high side go on the straight stretches, but in the corners they seem to love that middle.
Yeah. Of course, we're going to clear up any issues as we have two Rylands in the field. So we are going to refer to Ryland Banks as Banks tonight, and Ryland Pool we will call Pool. Of course, try to save any confusion as much as we can. Luckily, they're not in similarly colored cars. That would definitely be hard to keep track of. As Clayton Slavsky has joined the chat. Clay, how are you feeling about your car tonight so far?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, it's handles nicely. Yeah, it's good. Still
Volusia,
learning
of course,
the line.
Yeah, Volusia is always a challenging track. Of course, the front straightaway is relatively straight, but that back straight definitely has quite the curve to it, eh, Clay?
But yeah, sometimes like you feel like you can get on the gas, but then it really pushes up to the wall, and then you just tag the wall, and you gotta be careful of that.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to end up in the wall causing any issues, unfortunately, as Hot Laps is winding down to an end here as we have 20 drivers answering the call here tonight so far. I'm just looking to see. We have Wade Purchase joining the field here tonight. Of course, Wade, a driver in the, I do believe now, Canadian modified class at the Brighton Speedway. Wade always extremely strong. I know he used to run Thunderstocks, possibly the comp 4. I'm not 100% sure on that. Definitely something I'd have to look into to get a little more information. As we see Tyler Bushy and Ryan Holland bring their cars back into the pit area just to get their vehicles all figured out and find what they can find here tonight. As Jonathan, forgive me, I'm going to butcher this last name, Tohafijan? Somebody will have to correct me on that.
Yes, you're right, 100% right.
All right, perfect. I got that right. Currently posting the P3 time here so far tonight. Of course, is this your first race here with us tonight, Jonathan?
It is my second. I was at Lanier.
Yeah, you must have been in one of the non-streamed practice races, of course.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's why I don't recognize your name so definitely. How are you related to the Northeast Racing with dirt and
So
everything
my
like that?
best friend, Gavin McFarland, Shaven, they all brought me in here, and I'm actually from on upstate New York, and Northeast is my home.
Definitely great to have you here. Of course, Jared and I know Gavin quite well. Very stand-up man, always a clean racer. Always fun to have here in the Northeast iRacing League as well. Running in the 358 modified division at calling Cornwall Motor Speedway home, but always making starts at Brockville. Probably made a few starts at some other tracks such as Can-Am and Granby as well. Uh, One thing I can say, I'm pretty sure we don't have a lot of Quebec drivers in here, eh, Jared?
No, I'm not seeing. No, I don't see any actually.
I know Merrick Sabaram has made a few starts here in the Northeast iRacing League, but definitely would be interesting to be able to get those guys in here. Of course, have them in here, maybe open up a little bit of bilingual commentary. I know Jared's not very fluent in French, and mine's not very good, but definitely can always learn in time. As practice is now winding down, Jared, you want to take us through the field with who's ranking where?
Well, it looks like in number 1 we have Tyler Bushy. Sitting in P2 is Ryan Holland. Sitting in P3 would be Jonathan Tofutajan. P4 would be Chad Lackey. P5 would be Brody Plotz. Matthew Hudson, Dylan Terry, Logan Brown, Clayton Solofsky, Zach Lynch, Shane Billings, Derek Dumont, Robbie Shaw, Rylan Banks, Ken Worth, Wade Purchase, Rylan Poole, and Nicholas Scarva, and Blake Smith. I apologize if you can hear my children in the background.
Of course, does that look like a number? No, that's a number 76. I thought that was a 06 for a second, Jared. I was about to say, definitely somebody trying to copy from the champ. That would be the number 76 of Rylan Poole. Of course, Banks, I do believe running that number 76 as well. Sorry, Rylan Banks is in the number 13 here tonight. I know Rylan Banks does run the number 76. As practice has come to an end, checkered flag is out over the field, so the red and black flags being displayed by the flagman. Ending your practice, of course, Tyler Bushy, Ryan Holland, Jonathan Tohafjan in your top 3, Chad Lackey, Brody Plotz rounding out your top 5, Matthew Hudson in P6. Just trying to look over the board here as it has reset. And the drivers get 2 laps of qualifying. Of course, a 5-minute window for those drivers to do their thing. As James Normoyle, I saw his name pop up here in the drivers list. So definitely nice to see that 721 and Normoyle back here at Volusia Speedway in the Northeast iRacing League. I know he stepped away for a little bit, but always nice to see him back. As we're watching Ryan Holland lay down his 2 fastest lap times that he can. So far, we have 23 drivers answering the call. I know it says 24 up there on the list, but Jim Bordon is in the room spectating. He will be keeping an eye on these drivers in race control, making sure everything's kosher and the way things need to be. As Tyler Bushy jumping to the top of the board with Matthew Hudson currently posting the 2nd fast lap time. Ryan Holland is currently ranked 3rd with Derek Damon jumping up to 4th. Zach Lynch up in P5 as Brody Plotz lays down a P2 lap time. Always fun to watch here, this qualifying. You see some of the guys that you normally don't see up toward the front during the races, of course, able to post some really quick single-car lap times. Always makes these heat races enjoyable. As we currently have Tyler Bushy as our pole sitter with Brody Plotz, Dylan Terry, top 3. Matthew Hudson, Ryan Holland, 5th as of right now. We have Jonathan Tohaf Jan, I do believe that is how you pronounce it, running P6. Normoyle, P7 in that number 721 machine with Robbie Shaw in the 67 in 8th. Shane Billings jumping to the top of the board with a heater of a lap here at Volusia. Shane's always strong here, so it's really good to see him do well. Former vintage driver at the Brockville and Cornwall Speedways. As I just got a message from Jared Galway. He asked to step away for a few moments for a family commitment. Nonetheless, Shane Billings jumping to the top of the board. As qualifying is starting to wind down here, Solovsky and Purchase have yet to post a lap time. Just waiting to see how things end up here. As we're watching Purchase circulate around the track right now, trying to find the fastest lap that he can, running that cushion in the middle high lane right now. Of course, he moves down to the bottom as I say that. We're looking P13, Derek DeMoss, Zach Lynch 14th, Rylan Banks in P15, Josh Black 16th, Dean Reynolds. I know he's been a busy man this week in P17. Of course, glad to have him back. Blake Smith, 18th rank right now. Rylan Poole, 19th. Logan Brown in 20th. Warmouth in 21st. So definitely these drivers are laying down some fast lap times. Of course, only 2 laps with a 5-minute window. That should be about halfway or pretty close to the end. As they run right now, we have Shane Billings, Wade Purchase in P1 and 2. Tyler Bushy and Brody Plotz, 3rd and 4th. Dylan Terry and Chad Lackey, 5th and 6th. Matthew Hudson, Ryan Holland, Clayton Solovsky, Halfjan in P10. James Normoyle, really strong in this NorthEast iRacing League, currently ranked P11, so it'll be fun to see how he makes it as he comes up through the field. A little piece of information to add for the A-Main. I do believe we have a 6 or 8 car invert. I'm going to have to find out how that works. I do believe it's 6. I could be wrong, though. Could possibly be 8. So it'll definitely be fun to shake up the field a little bit as Josh Verne in that number 1 jumps up to P3. So always showing a strong lap time here at Volusia. As it looks like the track is currently a little bit quiet as qualifying is winding down to an end. A couple notables coming up through the field right now. We have Shane Billings sitting on the pole for the first time for Heat 1. Wade Purchase, Josh Verne, Tyler Bushy, Brody Plotz, Dylan Terry, Chad Lackey, Matthew Hudson, Ryan Holland, Clayton Solovsky, Tohafjan, Normoyle, Shaw, DeMaw, Lynch, Banks, Black, Reynolds, Smith, Poole, your top 20 right now, as we are waiting for the number 14 of Scavia to lay down a lap time here. As we have 24 drivers answering the call tonight for 18 positions in the A-Main, so unfortunately some drivers will be going home. But, of course, we'll be able to see how that plays out here in a little bit as qualifying winds down to an end here, waiting for the checkered flag on the session to come out. Nicholas Scavia still not posting lap time, so it'll be interesting to see how things end up with that only driver to not post a lap time, as it's looking like Wade Purchase running only 0.024. So, nonetheless, Shane Billings, Josh Verne, Ken Warmouth, Logan Brown, all coming up in this event as we move into our heat races for 8 laps. So 24 drivers. I'm just going to wait and see how many heats we have. More than 2, 4, 6, 8 cars per heat. So 8 times 3 is 24, I do believe. Yep, so 3 heats. Of course, we're going to be taking 8 cars per heat. So I do believe, just doing some math here to be able to deliver accurate results for you. So we are taking the top 6, I do believe, to the A-Main from each heat, or top 4, sorry, from each of the 3 heats. 4 times 3, that would be 12. And I do believe, so if we do take the top 4 from each of the 3 heat races, that will, of course, leave us with 12 locked into the A-Main through the heats. Within the consolation, 6 cars through the Consie will end up in the show, as Shane Billings and I do believe that's Tyler Bushy are sitting on row number 1 for this first heat race. Chad Lackey and Clayton Solovsky making up row number 2. Robbie Shaw in the number 13, I do believe, of Rylan Banks making up row number 3. Of course, really glad to see Rylan Banks joining us here finally, able to join the Northeast iRacing League and get some seat time and some laps. Of course, Rylan running the mini stock division on a regular basis at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway as a rookie. Just trying to wait for the camera to pan through a little bit so I can see who is on row number 4. I'm pretty sure I see. So I'm just going to wait for timing and scoring to cycle through. As lights on the pace truck are going out, we are going green this time by. Billings and I do believe Tyler Bushy are going to lead the way down into turn number 1. Lackey and Solobsky, though, not going to give up give up easy, as I do believe that's number 18 of Blake Smith back there on row number 4 on the inside. So we're just going to wait for time and scoring to cycle through with the 76, I do believe, of Poole. As the flagman has the green flag in his hand, the pace truck getting ready to dive off into the safety of the infield. Billings and Bushy control cars here for the heat number 1, and we are green. As Shane Billings gets a jump on the restart. Clayton Solobsky taking them 3 wide down in turn number 1, sticking his nose in the middle, but Tyler Bushy able to pull away with Chad Lackey working that bottom lane. Solobsky not dropping off too far, though. Of course, he's looking for his first heat race win here in the Northeast iRacing League, as Solobsky tucks in behind that number X15 of Tyler Bushy, with Shane Billings leading the way right now. Chad Lackey currently ranked P2, running that bottom lane, as Tyler Bushy sticking his nose to the outside of that number 91 of Lackey, trying to see if he can find his way around this track and get a little bit of bite, as Lackey seems to be fading away on the bottom, as Solobsky gets by him on the outside lane. Shane Billings and Tyler Bushy battling for the lead right now, going down the back straightaway. It's looking like Shane Billings able to pull away a little bit from that X15 and Tyler Bushy down the backstretch. Shane, of course, a very strong driver all the time here in the Northeast iRacing League, and so is Tyler Bushy, as Billings is checking out a little ways off the number X15. And the 24 of Solobsky not too far behind that X15. Chad Lackey currently looking to the bottom of Solobsky. So definitely fun to watch, as we're watching back there for the battle for P5. We've got, I do believe that is Warmouth and Robbie Shaw battling for those spots, as Blake Smith and Ryland Banks making up the tail of the field here. As we are working lap number 5, we have Bushy, Solobsky, and Lackey all under a blanket, as Shane Billings is just checked out on this field a little bit. Able to put some distance between himself and the second, third, and fourth place cars, as Solobsky working to the outside of Chad Lackey. They make a little bit of contact there. Solobsky into the outside wall. Seems to gather it back up. Of course, we stay green at the moment, but Ken Wormuth able to capitalize on that mistake by Solobsky. Is tucking into the P number 4 position. Of course, Solobsky looking to transfer through the heat race, sitting on the outside looking in of the bubble at the moment. Shane Billings and Tyler Bushy, it's looking like they're just able to pull away from this field and capitalize on things, as the 67 of Shaw and Blake Smith are battling back there for the P number 6 and 7 position. Solobsky still tailing that number 7 of Warmouth, as we're working lap number 8 of 8. And it's a very dominant win, of course, for Shane Billings as he works his way off turn number 4. Tyler Bushy, Chad Lackey, 2nd and 3rd. It's looking like Ken Wormuth is going to be able to transfer in through the heat race. Of course, Solobsky, Shaw, Smith, and Banks are going to have to take it to the B main. Of course, those guys will sort their stuff out, be able to get everything done, as we went green wire to wire there. Of course, congratulations to Shane Billings on the heat race win, as we start to grid up for heat race number 2. Excuse me. It's looking like Wade Purchase is going to be leading the way here for this second heat race, with Brody Plotz to his outside. The 621 and the 21 make up row number 2. The 72, and I'm just waiting for timing scoring to cycle through, or camera angles. It's looking like the number 7 is going to be to his outside. Forgive me if I don't recall the drivers' names offhand. Of course, we're all still learning how the field works here in the Northeast iRacing League, who's who, what's what. But definitely Wade Purchase and Brody Plotz leading the way for this heat race. I do believe it's Hudson in the 621. Of course, the 7, I'm just looking to see if I can see who is in that car through the timing and scoring. Of course, it resets throughout every heat race. The 72, and I do believe that is the number 17 in that sharp white and orange looking ride. And the number 76 of Ryland Poole taking up the tail end of the field as we get ready to go green here. Lights on the pace truck have been turned out. Purchase and Plots thinking about what their first move is going to be off the initial start here for this heat race. As Hudson's very hungry for a heat win as well. The number 21 also. I do believe Purchase does have a heat win here in the Northeast iRacing League, but Brody Plots is looking for his first. Of course, Brody always developing his skill further and further as the weeks continue to go on in this 358 class as the pace truck takes it down into the infield. Flagman displays the green. Purchase and Plots. Take him away down to turn number 1, down the front straightaway. Brody Plots working that outside line with Wade Purchase down on the bottom. Wade Purchase able to clear, slides up in front of Brody. It's looking like the number 21 of Jonathan Tohafjan currently running in P number 3, tucking right in behind that number 96 of Plots. With Josh Black and that number 7 ride should be number 23 currently running in P4 with Matthew Hudson currently on the outside looking in P5. Of course, Wade Purchase, Brody, and Tohafjan all running under a blanket right now as Tohafjan looking to the inside of that number 96 of Plots. It's looking like the number 7 of Black also looking to follow Plots around on the outside line, who is Brody. I just can't say enough about how entertaining it is to watch him refine his skill of running the high line. I know we have a couple drivers in the Northeast racing area that are nicknamed the High Side Hustler, but I can definitely say Plots has started to earn that name. Of course, track photographer at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway. Of course, looking to go down to Weedsport here in a little while as Wade Purchase has separated himself a little bit here from Plots. About a car length separating those two for the P1 and 2 position. Brody's just sitting back there in P2, though, just thinking if that number 53 Purchase makes a mistake, I'll take advantage of it. Of course, Josh Black and Tohafjan currently in transfer positions, with Matthew Hudson looking to make his way into the A main through the heat race. Of course, these drivers wanting to avoid running the B main here, as the battle looks to be for second right now, as Black and Plots running very clean right now, running that high line. It's hard to tell, but I think Plots might be running a little bit better than that number 53 of Purchase, but Purchase is just so strong. It's extremely hard to pass him. Of course, regular in the Northeast Modified division, as I'm pretty sure that's Zach Lynch in the number 95 that just joined this chat. I do believe you'll be rolling off in heat number 3. Zach, any thoughts as we watch this final lap here in heat number 2?
It's looking like a pretty spaced out track. Not many cautions so far.
Yeah, definitely a very clean track as Wade Purchase takes the win in heat number 2. Brody Plots third, Brody Plots second, Black third, Tohafjan fourth. So they'll all transfer into the A main as Hudson, Scavia, and Demont and Ryland Poole will have to make their way in through the B main. Or consolation event, sorry. Good luck with your race, Zach. I know you're going to be busy focused, firing off from the inside of row number 3. As we have Ryland Banks joining here. Definitely fun to see you running in this class here, Ryland. How's your car feel so far tonight?
Oh, I am shaky. soon as we got all lined up there, felt like I was in an actual race again. First time.
Definitely bringing out the new guy jitters as we're watching on board with the number 1 of Josh Byrne, who is firing away from the pole here. I'm just waiting to see who that is sitting to his outside. Ryan Holland, sorry. And James Normoyle making up row number 2. Zach Lynch on the inside of row number 3. Just waiting to see who is to his outside. And who is behind?
You got Dean Reynolds in the 79 and Logan Brown in 9 at the tail of the field.
It looks like the number 12. Sorry, it's looking like the number 12 of Dylan Terry is going to be firing from the outside pole here. Of course, Josh Verne, control car for this heat number 3. Ryan Holland, always extremely strong, rolling off from P number 3 here for the third heat race as James Normoyle to his outside, Zach Lynch, and I do believe that's Dean Reynolds making up row number 3. Row number 4 in the final row. I'm just looking to see who's in those spots there. I do believe we're going to have 4 heat races too, so I stand corrected with what I said earlier. Top 3, I do believe, then would lock their way into the A. As I haven't seen Chad Lackey in a heat race yet. Unless he was in heat number 1. My apologies. Hard to keep track of things as they go on. Of course, I am the only commentator currently in the chat right now, so if anyone like Rylan or anyone like that wants to come join and give me a hand here, or even Jared come back, I'd definitely appreciate the help. As it's looking like Vern and Dylan Terry are looking to take us to the green flag, as the pace truck is, I do believe, going to be pulling off this time. And we will be green here momentarily as we move into the starting zone.
Green flag.
Josh Vern, Dylan Terry firing off. Doesn't look like Terry got a very good start there, as Josh Vern seems to take off. Ryan Holland capitalizes on that with Zach Lynch running the bottom, gets a little bit squirrely, but Terry still running in that P number 2 position. James Normoyle all over his back bumper as he throws the slider going down into turn number 3 and 4. Normoyle pulls that slide job off and slides into the number P2 position as we're 3 wide coming into turn number 1 with Holland.
Sorry, Ryan, I got kind of forced down there.
Number 79 of Dean Reynolds. Dylan Terry still on the outside looking in right now of the positions, as we are working on some sound, as we are working heat number 3. Of course, lap number 3, Josh Vern seeming to check out with James Normoyle and Ryan Holland, who are always extremely strong here in the NorthEast iRacing League. It's going to be fun to watch those guys battle for the points once we get into the official racing here, as Dean Reynolds, dirt car official. I know he's in one of the higher-ups there. Been a busy man this week, but I digress. Currently running in P number 4. Dylan Terry currently on the outside looking in. Logan Brown and Zach Lynch making up the tail end of your field here as Zach continues to get his skill set come along here in the NorthEast iRacing League as we're working lap number 5. So looking like the battle is currently for P number 3 between Reynolds and Holland. Normoyle trying that bottom line. Nobody else really trying to run that bottom line and capitalize tonight. But of course, Normoyle and Vern current battle for the lead as Dean Reynolds is running the bottom now with Vern on his outside. But Vern not giving anything up on Normoyle. This is going to be a fun one to watch here, folks, as Dean Reynolds sticks his nose in, gets it cut off by that number 721 and Normoyle. Normoyle currently assumes the lead as we are now 2 laps to go here in this third heat race. Of course, Dean Reynolds not looking to give up anything to that number 721 and Normoyle, sticking his nose down onto the inside there as we work our way down into turn number 3. Normoyle, of course, cuts back down into him, made a little bit of contact, but of course rubbing is racing, so this is always fun to watch. Reynolds down onto the inside, door to door, Normoyle coming through turn number 1 and 2. As the white flag is on the field, and for the final time, we are coming into turn number 3 and 4. This is going to be a good one, folks. The number 15, Ryan Holland on the bottom, number 79, and number 721, looking like Normoyle. Reynolds and Holland will take P number 1, 2, and 3. That was a good battle, folks. That's what it's all about. Multiple groups of racing, really hard, really fun. As I'm just waiting to see what happens here. I do believe we maybe going into the consolation. Just gonna look and see how that's gonna work out here. I do believe this is possibly the Consie. We are currently in the feature event, so we're going to work on that unless we decide to run with it. Of course, looking to figure things out here as Dean Reynolds currently being shown on the inside of row number 1, Brody Plotz to his outside, Tyler Bushy, James Normoyle. Are we going to be making any adjustments here, David, or are we going to jump? We're just going to go, okay, you've heard it from one of the officials, of course. Unfortunately, no consolation event. It's kind of bummed some of these drivers out, but let's take you through the field. Dean Reynolds and Brody Plotz on row number 1 after the invert. Tyler Bushy and James Normoyle making up row number 2. Wade Purchase, Shane Billings, who had a dominant win in heat number 1. Rolling off P6. Chad Lackey and Josh Black making up the next row. Ken Warmoth rolling off in P number Ryan Holland and Warmoth rolling off 9th and 10th. Row number 6, Jonathan Tohavjan and Josh Byrne. Clayton Slavsky and Matthew Hudson rolling off in row number 7. Row number 8, we have Logan Brown and Robbie Shaw. Row 9, we have Nicholas Scavia, Dylan Terry. Row 10, I do believe that's Blake Smith and Derek DeMall. We're going to have to see. I'm pretty sure there's only 18 cars in this feature, but we might have taken them all. We're just going to have to see what happens here. Of course, see once timing and scoring cycles through. I know 24 cars answered the call here tonight, so we may just start them all here at Volusia. It is a bigger track, so of course, theoretically, a little more room to get things done. As the pace truck, the lights I do believe, seem to be out. Of course, a little bit shorter with the shorter practice session. Of course, not running a Consie or a hot lap, as Flagman has the green flag in his hand. Pace truck looking for the safe haven of the infield here, as Reynolds and Plotz lead us down into the green. This is what you want, folks.
Green flag,
the Northeast
green flag.
iRacing League. We are clean and green. As Brody Plotz fires off with Dean Reynolds to his inside as they work their way down into turn number 1, and looks like trouble down into turn 1 off the initial start. I do believe that'll be putting us under caution here, as the number 91 of Lackey gets into Tyler Bushy and the number 1 of Josh Verne. Not 100% sure what happened there. Just waiting to see if we are going to go yellow or not. We are not. From what my screen is showing me, is Brody Plotz currently running that outside line, leading the way with Dean Reynolds and that number 79. Still strong on his inside, but Normoyle and Billings looking to hunt these guys down. Of course, 4-car battle for the lead right now as we're 3 wide as Normoyle makes the pass down on the bottom. Brody Plotz still working that high line up, though, able to hold that momentum through the corner and off the straightaways, holding his own against that number 721 in Normoyle.
Yellow flag is
always
out.
extremely strong here, as we are under caution here for, I do believe, Josh Verne, who collects Normoyle and a couple other of the front runners. Hopefully they're able to get things sorted out and no issues. But Brody Plotz currently, from what I saw, should be scored as the leader. Depending on the time of caution, Normoyle may be. We're going to let timing and scoring cycle its way through as these drivers make repairs, take their cars to the pit area, do whatever they can with adjustments. I'm not 100% sure they can do anything with the fixed setups in this league currently, as I do believe Normoyle being shown the leader. We're just going to have to see how things look. As currently in the lineup, we have the number 96 of Brody Plotz being shown as the leader with the 79 Dean Reynolds in second. Shane Billings and Josh Black behind them. With I'm just trying to see who that is behind Black. Forgive me. As Normoyle is on the outside line at the top there, we're going to have to see what or if anything is going to be happening there. Just going to check into the race chats and see what things are going on. I appreciate that, Derek. I know you're listening in. So Demont. So that's how it's pronounced. Of course, we're all still learning things. So definitely some things to look into, though, with the consolation event being missed. As I'm going to look into the officials chat and see how things go. So, looking like everything is looking good as of right now. Nothing being said, nothing being gone over. As we're looking to come back to green pretty soon here, as we're working the caution. Field has doubled up. Brody Plotz currently being scored your leader with Dean Reynolds to his outside in second. Shane Billings and Josh Black currently behind them, with the 7 of Ken Warmoth and Ryan Holland, who's always strong, to his outside as the pace truck takes it down into the infield.
Green.
And we are green on lap 3 of 30 for our first restart here tonight. Plotz lead them down in turn number 1, of course. Gets into the inside barrier a little bit there as Billings and Reynolds seem to split him. As Plotz jumps back up to the outside and resumes the line that I know he loves to run, with Ryan Holland following him behind him. As Lackey gets a little bit loose and collects Wade Purchase. Not sure if that's going to put us under caution or not, as we are under yellow for that contact coming off of turn number 4. Currently working lap 5 of 30 with Shane Billings leading the way here. Dean Reynolds behind him, Brody Plotz, Ken Wormuth, and Josh Black making out your top 5. As we come into our second caution flag of the night here. I just wanted to give a shout out to a couple really great folks and some people behind the scenes here at the NorthEast iRacing League. David Smith, of course, for getting everything organized. Huge thanks to Jim Bordon, commentator at Brockville, Ontario Speedway. Currently working race control, I do believe, in the for the NorthEast iRacing League tonight. And also want to thank Pine Tree Automotive for putting up the Hard Charger Award for when we come into the feature events for the official season. $10 going to every hard charger there from Pine Tree Automotive. So want to thank Clayton for that. As the field cycling their way through under caution, trying to figure out who is where. As it's looking like Purchase is in the pit area with, I'm not 100% sure who that is behind him. Kind of hard to see through the catch fence. As they go back for their fast repairs, we're going to have to figure out whatever happens. So, of course, Billings being shown your leader still currently, with Dean Reynolds currently scored 2nd. Plotz currently scored 3rd with Wormuth, and Black in your top 5. Also wanted to say, folks, for the NorthEast iRacing League, please, whether you're watching on YouTube, Discord, Twitch, anything you're on right now, please like, follow, subscribe, whatever it may be. Preferably jump onto Facebook, give us a like over there under the NorthEast iRacing League. Of course, once we hit 100 likes there, we will be able to go live and continue to grow this iRacing League. As right now we have Dean Reynolds and Shane Billings making up row number 1 as we come back to green, I'm pretty sure this time, watching to see what the pace truck does. As the pace truck makes that hard left turn down on the inside, and we are back to green flag here, working lap number 6 of 30. Shane Billings gets a really good jump on the initial start. Brody Plotz back down to that inside of Dean Reynolds, though, as Dean able to pull away from him a little bit with Wormuth, and Wormuth up into the wall, and of course collects some of the field. Notable, Clayton Solovsky currently running P7.
Yellow.
Not 100% sure. Yep, we are under caution for that contact with Plotz, Holland, and a few others. Of course, Clayton, I've kind of nicknamed him Clayton the Closer here in the iRacing League. Able to always come clean and run really good races. Of course, the luck doesn't really go for him in the qualifying and the heat, but come feature time, he always ends up somehow in the top 10. Also want to mention Zach Lynch currently running P14 back there. Zach always really good to have here in this NorthEast iRacing League. As the pace truck looking to pick up the leaders here of Billings, Reynolds, and Black. As the number 18 of Blake Smith, I do believe is going around for the Lucky Dog, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll let things cycle out. I'm going to take a quick break here as we work caution number 3. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We're not leaving yet. Of course, lots of racing left to go. Looking into the official chat. Looks like Jim Bordon's having quite a bit of fun here in the race control in the officials chat. Of course, Jim very well versed on how things work with that. Of course, race control situated right next to him on Saturday nights. As Shane Billings and Dean Reynolds still row number 1. Brody Plotz currently scored as 3rd with Wormuth sitting there in 4th. Inside of row number 3 for this next restart will be Ryan Holland with Josh Black to his outside. The number 9, I'm just trying to figure out, Logan Brown currently being scored P7 with Clayton Solovsky to his outside in P8, as I do believe the pace truck is making the hard left turn down into the pit area yet again.
Green flag.
As Shane Billings fires us off down into turn number 1, Shane gets a really good jump on that start. Of course, as soon as the green lights are on, we go. Dean Reynolds and Brody Plotz currently back there battling for P number 2 as Wormuth gets into him, and Plotz, Reynolds Looking like Josh Black collected in as well. We got a couple cars upside down as we will be working caution number 4. Those drivers, of course, will be able to take the fast repair and hopefully make their way back up through the field. Definitely looked like a little bit of contact. Warmoth gave lots of Reynolds, and it just created a huge stack up. And of course, once one car's turned around in front of the field, they all just seem to pile in. Of course, the big one happening here at Volusia is these drivers battle for the iRacing Gator Trophy. So unfortunate to see for Plotz and Reynolds. So we'll see if they're able to continue or not and go from there. I'm sure they're not going to give up, though. As I'm just looking to see who that is cycling back out from the pits. I do believe that would be Warmouth currently coming back out, as we're waiting to see what happens with Reynolds and Plotz. They were running up at the front extremely strong. Reynolds giving James Normoil quite a great battle for the heat race win in their respective heat. That was extremely fun to watch in that. I do believe it was third heat, as waiting for timing and scoring to cycle through to see where everybody is. It's looking like Ryan Holland currently being scored P1. Logan Brown possibly? No, Shane Billings currently scored first with Ryan Holland behind him. So they'll Holland will move up a row from where he was on the last restart. Looking like Logan Brown and James Normo making his way back up through the field after a little bit of early trouble. So really good to see him being able to rebound, with Josh Byrne and Tyler Bushy rising to the top. Of course, the cream will always rise to the top in these races, as seems to be a race of attrition here. As we're working lap number 7 of 30. Just a friendly reminder, I do believe we have a 1-hour time limit. I'm not sure if we're going to get anywhere near that here tonight. So we'll keep standby as the flagman puts the green flag up, getting ready to wave it. Shane Billings and Ryan Holland making up row number 1. Brown, Vern, Normal.
Green flag, green flag.
And the 13 there of Rylan Banks in P7. So really good to see Rylan making his way up through the field here as he's getting his feet wet for the first time in the iRacing division. Looking to see where everybody cycled through. Brody Plotz being currently scored P16. Josh Black P17.
Yellow,
Blake
yellow,
Smith,
yellow.
18th, and Robbie Shaw 19th after that little bit of a stack up, as we have another driver into the wall. I think that's Normoil down in turn number 1 and 2. Normoil just not having luck go his way tonight, as Billings and Logan Brown bring us back to the caution flag, with the number 15 of Holland and Vern being scored P4. Tyler Bushy 5th, as the pace truck picks up the field. We'll stack them and rack them again and see where it ends up. I was hoping to get a bit of a long green flag run here. Not sure if race control is going to intervene with anything going on right now, but of course everything just seems to be a bit of a racing deal. Of course, we have 24 drivers out on the track right now, starting this feature event, if I am not mistaken. So, of course, more drivers can equal a bit more trouble. But, like I said, these drivers are trying to figure out how everybody runs here. Of course, being only our 4th or 5th different track for these unofficial races, so definitely figuring things out before the points shakes through. As we have Shane Billings still leading this race. Of course, I'd love to see Shane do really well here tonight. He definitely deserves it. He puts in the time on the simulator. Always a great guy to chat with here in the NorthEast iRacing League. So hopefully we can have a few words with him later tonight, finishing on the podium, as Ryan Holland is doubling up next to him. Third, I do believe Logan Brown and Josh Vern making up row number 2 for this restart. Tyler Bushy and Rylan Banks. This is awesome to see Rylan in his first NorthEast iRacing League race end up in P number 6. So Banks, regular in the mini stock division at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway. I don't believe he has yet to make any appearances at any other tracks, but Banks is just coming along great, showing great potential as a rookie at Brockville, as I do believe the green flag will be displayed this time. Pace truck looking to head into the safe haven of the infield yet again here tonight. I do believe this was caution 4, as Billings fires off. Holland right behind him. Josh Vern looking 3 wide there on the restart. Of course, Vern tucks into the P number 2 position. Battling with Ryan Holland. Also, Logan Brown on the inside there, able to capitalize as Ryan Holland settles up into P2. Of course, Logan Brown's still battling. It's looking like the track's kind of trying to migrate toward the bottom a little more here at Volusia tonight. So, providing multiple lanes of racing. I know Norm Oil was able to make a couple moves on the bottom in his heat race to come away with that win. As Billings is starting to distance himself from the field yet again. Holland not too far back as we are under caution again. Just looking to see what happened exactly there as the drivers missed the pace truck. Just waiting to see if we can figure out what happened for yet another caution flag as we are on lap 10 of 30 here tonight. Being scored lap 9 of 30. So quite a few caution flags here so far tonight. Like I said earlier, a race of attrition. I do believe we will be going single file restarts in the next little bit. As the officials are sorting this out, of course, we want to be able to get long green flag runs going on. David Smith and Jim Bordon in race control trying to get us to a single file restart so we can actually get some laps going here and get some racing sorted through. Just a little fun poking here at the officials. Try at single file. Maybe that'll work. I know we're trying a new app here tonight for race control. It seemed to work in one of the pickup races we had earlier in the week, so why not give it a try here as we're sorting everything out? As David currently playing with a couple settings. We're just trying to figure it out here. As officials trying to sort out a single file start, I do believe we may be going double file here. We're going to see what happens as we're currently sitting under a caution flag. Shane Billings, Ryan Holland, Logan Brown really showing strength here tonight. Josh Vernon, Tyler Bushy, Chad Lackey, I do believe that is, coming up into P number 6. Wade Purchase behind him from what I see as we are going back to green with a double file start here. Shane Billings and Ryan Holland currently running P number 1 and 2 down in turn number 1. Logan Brown showing some strength, a little bit of muscle there on the bottom as he jumps to the inside of the number 15 of Holland. Josh Byrne and Tyler Bushy battling also for that P number 4 position. It's pretty well 4 cars under a blanket for P2, but Shane Billings has just been so strong tonight, able to lead every lap here so far tonight. But Logan Brown looking to spoil that party with Tyler Bushy tucking into P3 in front of Holland. Of course, as the track changes, of course, we're going to see drivers come and go as the number 95 of Lynch around at the top of turn number 3 and 4 there. It will put us under a caution yet again as we are under lap 13. Our lapse time here so far is only 19 minutes, so we are well within, as long as we get some green flag racing here, within our 1 hour limit. We're just trying to figure out if we can get that timer going or not on the stream, but nonetheless, we'll sort things out as we get going. As couple of drivers making some suggestions here in the chat of we're working yet another caution flag. I do believe this is caution number 6 here tonight so far for this 30 lap event, as we are just shy of halfway on lap number 13 of 30. Still Shane Billings showing the way with Logan Brown rising up toward the top. Ryan Holland, who's been always up at the front here so far tonight, showing strength yet again. Tyler Bushy currently P4. Race officials sorting things out yet again. Get the single file start going. Doesn't look like we'll be doing single files tonight. So, like I said earlier, just things to figure out and work on, so. Pardon me, sorry, Dave. Okay, you've heard it from race control as well. David Smith set single file restarts himself. We should get some single file restart going on here, so we'll get everything going on. Everything sorted out and hopefully get some green flag racing here toward the end of the race. That's what the drivers want. That's what the fans want. That's what I want. That's what race control wants. We don't want to be sitting under yellow flag for the entire duration of the event. So we are going single file restart. Shane Billings, Logan Brown, Ryan Holland, Tyler Bushy, and Josh Vernon, your top five. Chad Lackey back there, and Wade Purchase as well, as Billings fires off for the single file restart. And we are green flag. Looking like Holland tucks onto the back bumper of that number 9 of Logan Brown, but Logan seems to pull away a little bit down the back straightaway, as Shane Billings still leading the way, as Josh Byrne jumping up to the outside of that number 91 of Chad Lackey, but Lackey extremely strong on the bottom as Wade Purchase tries to stick his nose down in that underneath that number 1. Not quite able to do it as number 1 closes the door, coming down off turn number 2. Looking like Chad Lackey marching his way up through the field here, trying to work on Tyler Bushing for the P number 4 position. Lackey currently sitting in P5, but Shane Billings able to check out on this field yet again. Logan Brown running P2 with that number 15, Ryan Holland, all over the back of him, as he gets split by the number X15 and the 15 of Holland and Bushy. Chad Lackey looking to capitalize on a little bit of a mistake, as we are under yet another caution flag. That will be caution flag number 8, I do believe, here tonight. Might be number 7. As Shane Billings, Holland, Bushy, Brown, Lackey, your top 5, as we enter yet another caution flag period. Please, folks, also, if you're tuning in here, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, whatever it may be. Facebook, not Twitter, sorry. We're not on that platform quite yet. Discord, Twitch, all that good stuff. Don't forget, please, like, follow, subscribe. Let's get this NorthEast iRacing League growing as big as we can for the point season toward the middle to end of October. Of course, lots of time to do that. Of course, talk going on about a couple other possibilities of merch, t-shirts, stickers, whatever it may be. Would be really fun to see that come to life if it can happen. Of course, looking for some sponsors as well for the NorthEast iRacing League. So if you would like to partner up with us, get a little bit of advertising, and probably one of the best ways you can get, of course, for the off season, as the dirt tracks of the Northeast get a good coating of snow. I know David Smith point you in the right direction for being able to help support us and get your exposure, your name out there. Of course, you'd get shout-outs throughout the race, all sorts of stuff throughout the entire season. As I'm trying to figure something out here. Did not seem to work. Share screen. As my little brother Jordan seems to want to try a little bit of commentating here at some point, as we are coming back to a restart, lap number 17 of 30 here. So we'll keep those developments going on. Nonetheless, Shane Billings fires down in turn number 1. Logan Brown behind him. Bushy and Holland still going at it. Battle of the 15s for P number 3 right now. Those guys seem to can't get away from each other. Practice. Of course, hot laps, and now, of course, in the email. Sorry, as Chad Lackey's following in behind him. A little bit tired. Finished up a little bit of yard work before this race myself. So, either way, I'm here. I'm commentating. I'm the voice. I'm going to continue to be the voice. As Shane Billings continues to show us the way around as we're closing in on lap number 20. So, closing in on 10 to go as we are under caution yet again here. Billings, Brown, Bushy, Holland, Lackey, Vern, Purchase, Reynolds. And I do believe Normoil's currently in the top 10 as well, if he is still in here. As the pace truck pulls off yet again, we're going to re-rack them, continue to try to get things going. iRacing League. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we can get a guest commentator in here, if he'd be so willing. My little brother Jordan. We'll call a race. Of course, Jordan being my unofficial crew chief in the mini stock division at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway, hasn't really made many appearances, but we'll see if he jumps in and does what he can. See any developments. Of course, small league right now, so we'll continue things going on. As the pace truck continuing to circulate around here at the Volusia Speedway. Shane Billings has been extremely dominant here tonight, but Josh Black looking to spoil the party a little bit. Sorry, not Josh Black. Logan Brown looking to spoil the party, as it's looking like the number 23 is circulating around for the Lucky Dog. Seems like Logan Brown's probably one of the only drivers, if not the only driver, who can keep pace with that number 01 of Shane Billings. Shane's just so strong here tonight. Really good to see Shane doing well, though. I know him personally, extremely stand-up guy. As Logan Brown looking to spoil that party. Like I said, Tyler Bushy, Ryan Holland, and Chad Lackey are looking to make that upset as well here tonight.
Green flag, green
we
flag.
will not have a guest commentator and my brother Jordan. As Shane Billings fires down in turn number 1 again, out of the restart zone. As that number 95 is Zach Lynch, lap car currently running that bottom lane, so we'll see if any issues arise out of that, as they all seem to go around the outside. Zach falling in behind. Throughout
Yellow
the
flag
field
is out.
as Tyler Bushy. We are under caution yet again. Not 100% sure what happened there. Not sure if the number 95 of Lynch was involved. But we are now officially 10 laps to go. Lap 20 of 30. No. Pardon me, sorry? Okay, so it was that number 95 of Zach Lynch that brought out that yellow flag condition. So we will re-rock them yet again, let Lynch get his stuff sorted out, catch back up as the pace truck picking up the field. I do believe this is for the 9th time tonight, but we'll get everything sorted out here. This race will end. David may be able to correct me. We have 3 attempts at the green light checker, and after the 3rd attempt, it just goes, no matter what happens. So no caution after the 3rd attempt, if I am correct. Yeah, of course. We're still working settings out and everything like that. So no blame for anybody. Nothing crazy right now. Everything's kind of figuring things out. Growing pains is what it is, I guess, for lack of a better term. As we're working yet another caution flag here. 10 laps to go as the number 72 taking the wave around here. Just looking for the lights to go out on the pace truck here so we can go back to green. Pretty much what we would call a quickie yellow, as the number 72 looking to cycle his way back around, get back on another lap back. As it's looking like, unfortunately, Clayton Solobsky, Matthew Hudson, Dylan Terry currently being shown as out of the event. Shane Billings, Logan Brown, Tyler Bushy, Ryan Holland, Chad Lackey, Wade Purchase, Josh Verne, Dean Reynolds, Ryland Banks still in the top 10, with Josh
Green's out, green flag,
and Ryland
green flag.
kind of battling behind them. So 2 go-kart racers battling for that final 10th position as we are working lap number 21. Shane Billings doesn't get a dominant start this time, as Logan Brown following right in behind him with Tyler Bushy. Ryan Holland, in that P number 4 position currently, as we are single file around the inside line. Billings starting to check out just a little bit away from that number 9 of Logan Brown. Billings has just been extremely strong in that Billings Automotive 358 Dirt Modified here tonight. Logan Brown currently getting worked over by that number X15 of Tyler Bushy. Tyler keeps showing him the nose down into the turns number 1 and 3. Not sure if Bushy be able to do anything with it, as Ryan Holland, Chad Lackey following there. Wade Purchase making his way back up toward the front here tonight, as well as Dean Reynolds currently being scored, number P7 after some early trouble. I do believe involved in that big one after some contact between Plots and Wormuth. So really glad to see Dean able to make his way up back toward the front. But tonight it's just all been Shane Billings, as the flagman is showing them a handful for 5 laps to go. As Billings distancing himself extremely through the field as we start to work a green flag run here. That number 15, Ryan Holland, looking to the outside of Tyler Bushy, but can't quite get around them. As that bottom line just seems so strong. As Bushy makes contact with Brown
Yellow.
and gets around, that will put us under the caution flag yet again here tonight. I do believe number 10. As Shane Billings being scored your leader as always. Brown currently scored as P number 2, from what I can see. Holland being scored P3. Bushy, of course, bringing out the yellow, so he will pick up the tail end of the field. As the iRacing, I'm not sure if that's a Chevy or Dodge, for that's pace truck. We'll have to look into that. As he's making quite a few laps here tonight as well. But it's Billings, Brown, Holland. I do believe that's Lackey back there in P number 4. And Vern possibly being scored P5 or Reynolds. Sorry, as the field cycling through, it's Billings, Brown, Holland, Lackey. Purchase your top 5. As we will be coming to 5 laps to go once we get the race back under green. Flagman, of course, getting his workout too with the yellow and the greens and all the different flags here tonight. Waiting to see if anybody's going to be waving around for this restart. Not 100% sure here. Of course, always watching for that one guy to come up from the back to the front to get his lap back for the Lucky Dog. Of course, that'd be another great partnership opportunity for the NorthEast iRacing League. Somebody to sponsor that Lucky Dog. Of course, we're trying to make partnerships, sponsorships, get a little bit of support for the NorthEast iRacing League as we are coming to green yet again with 5 laps to go. Billings, Brown, Holland, Lackey, Purchase, Reynolds, Vern, and Black, I do believe. Ryland Banks still running the top 10. It's Ryland and Ryland battling for that 10th place position as Shane Billings barrels down on turn number 1 with Brown on his back bumper. Ryan Holland, though, looking to see if he can make anything happen on that outside lane with Chad Lackey running the bottom. There is Reynolds running right up on that cushion. Seeing if those guys can make any magic happen as we are 3 laps to go now. Lap 27 of 30. Of course, a little bit of checking up there out of that number 15 of Holland, causing Lackey and another driver to drop a little bit further back. I do believe that was Wade Purchase that got caught up in that little bit of an incident. But so far, it's all been Shane Billings. Logan Brown running P2 as Dean Reynolds seeming to try and make his way up toward the front, see if he can get another win here tonight in the NorthEast iRacing League. Currently trying to make a move on that number 15 of Holland for the P number 3
Yellow
position.
flag is out.
It's looking like the battles for second, as I do believe we will be seeing overtime here for the first time. Green-white checker as the caution flag falls. Not certain as what happened there. Of course, I do believe this might be one of our first green-white checkers from the NorthEast iRacing League. So we can test this system out, make sure everything works. Of course, Shane Billings, Logan Brown, Ryan Holland, Dean Reynolds making a late charge toward the front here tonight. I'd like to see Race Control do a double file start for this one, but I'm going to leave that in their hands. Of course, single file seems to be working from what we were doing. Either way, no, we are going single file. Of course, not going to change things up on these drivers, as we found something that was working to get a couple green flag runs going. So we're going to stay that way. I do believe we have a rule as well. It's is it 5 laps to go like at Brockville, David, or is it past halfway? Okay, so at the 5 lap to go mark, of course, no matter what conditions we're under, if the race is getting a little bit caution filled, or if it is a complete green flag run inside 5 laps to go, we will be single file restarts. Of course, Shane Billings looking to cool his tires down on the inside dirt there. Trying to capitalize on this dominant performance, but Logan Brown, Ryan Holland, Dean Reynolds making a late charge. They're only going to have 2 laps to do it. It's going to be hard to see if anybody can capitalize and be able to pass that number 01 of Billings. Of course, watching Logan Brown here tonight, extremely strong in that number 9. Ryan Holland always running up toward the front here in the Northeast iRacing League, but Dean Reynolds got caught up in a little bit of a issue earlier in the race, and he's making late race charge. So this final restart is going to be extremely interesting to see what happens. Josh Verne back there as well as Chad Lackey rounding out. I do believe that's your top 5 and 6 position. As we're just looking to see if the pace truck is going to be pulling off. It does appear to be, as we are green for our green-white, or first attempt at a green-white checker finish. Shane Billings gets a really good jump down in turn number 1, but Logan Brown staying right on his back bumper. Ryan Holland trying to work that number 9 of Logan Brown as Dean Reynolds back up on that high side, trying to make a little bit of magic happen as he gets a really good run coming down the back straightaway. See if he can continue that momentum off turn number 4, but Ryan Holland just seems to hold dominant. White flag on the field. It's all Shane Billings here tonight so far. With that number 9 of Logan Brown, the battle seems to be on for P2. Holland, Reynolds, Brown, all looking to see if they can capitalize on that P number 2 position as we are coming down to the checkered flag. Shane Billings comes away with the win tonight here at Volusia. He will take the gator. Timing and scoring is showing Dean Reynolds in P number 2, Logan Brown, P3, Ryan Holland, Josh Verne rounding out your top 5 with Chad Lackey being shown as 6th, Wade Purchase 7th, Black, Bushy, and Rylan Poole coming away with his first top 10 here in the Northeast iRacing League. It was a really fun battle to watch the Rylands for that final top 10 position. Of course, Shane Billings celebrating here down in turn number 1. Really fun to see Shane doing that. Of course, invite Shane, if he's listening, to jump into the commentators chat. I'm going to get into the main chat and see if we can get a hold of Billings, Reynolds, and Brown. Let's see. Top 3 to the commentary. As we have our P number 2 position finisher, Dean Reynolds, making a really, really fun to watch late race charge, working that cushion. How'd you find the magic working up there, Dean?
Well, every now and then when you get the fluff that's built up a little bit against the wall, you can actually put that right rear in it and get a little bite coming off. And I wasn't going to go anywheres with all those guys running the bottom, and they were all pretty quick down the bottom. I said, you know what? I'm going to try to blast the top, and it worked. I got up the 4th there, and then I forgot who the second place guy there moved up there and got in front of me, and I'm like, dang it, they saw what I was doing. But I was surprised they all went to the bottom on the restart. And I'm like, thank you. And Shane, I wasn't going to get Shane. Shane was the fastest car all night, actually. He was really, really good. But I said, you know what? I think I can get these 2 guys for 2nd and 3rd, and it worked. So that was a lot of fun. I'm glad I came from the back twice. I got damaged up a couple of times, but it happens. You got a league where there's a lot of guys that haven't raced a lot, and you're going to get that. And, you just got to be patient and come back through.
Yeah, of course, patience always pays off, and all forms of racing is really fun to watch you come back from the back to the front multiple times, Dean. Especially fun to watch driver do something that nobody or no other guys are willing to try. So really glad to see that worked out for you.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do. I mean, when you got guys like Wade and Ryan and Shane in front of you there, and they're all good drivers, and they got good speed, and you're not going to go through them, so you can't get them that way. So you might as well just try something different. Sometimes it works. You can catch up on somebody. Sometimes it doesn't, but this time it worked.
Of course. Thanks for coming in, dropping for a chat, Dean, as we have the number 01, your winner tonight, Shane Billings, joining us here in the commentary chat. Shane, extremely dominant performance here tonight. How'd you do it, man?
A lot of cautions. That would help. But that bottom, it just worked well for me all night. In the heat race, though, I was on the top, so I just found where there was grip and made it work, and there was a lot of cautions.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch you have that dominant performance, and of course, very well-deserved win here. I know you put a lot of time in the simulator. Definitely have a lot of previous racing knowledge. Definitely good to see you have a good run here tonight.
Yep, thank you.
Not a problem at all. Thanks for dropping in, Shane.
Yeah, thanks.
We're now going to turn our attention to one of the first-timers here tonight, Rylan Banks. How do you think about your first ever Northeast iRacing League, A-Main? You have a copy, Rylan?
My mute. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now Rylan's in. What do you think of your first Northeast iRacing League event here tonight? Coming away with P11, battling with former go-kart rival of yours, Rylan Poole.
Well, it was I was pretty much same as Shane. There's a lot of cautions. That's what helped me move up quite a bit, and I didn't really want to push myself and cause any accidents, but yeah, it was nice battling alongside Rylan Poole there and Blake Smith, and I believe Zach Lynch was back there as well. It was all fairly clean. At the end of the race, got a bit it got intense because everybody's trying to get their last position, and it was fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the entire intent of this Northeast iRacing League, is just to have fun, especially come the off season. It's going to be really great to have these drivers from multiple disciplines: mini stocks, modified, sportsmans, vintage, sprints, Canadian modifieds, all disciplines, and it's all meant in good fun. Of course, we're going to go through the field one more time before we sign off. Shane Billings, Dean Reynolds, and Logan Brown on your podium here tonight, finishing 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Ryan Holland coming away with yet another top 5 finish here in the Northeast iRacing League, finishing 4th. Josh Verne with a strong top 5 again. Chad Lackey, P6. Wade Purchase following him with Josh Black, Tyler Bushy, and Rylan Poole rounding out your top 10. Debut driver, Rylan Banks, coming away P11. Running with Blake Smith and behind Rylan in P12, Robbie Shaw and Zach Lynch, P13 and 14. Really glad to see Zach continuing here to make progress in the Northeast iRacing League. Derek Demont in the number 72, coming away P15. Jonathan Tohavshan coming around in P number 16 in his first unofficial streamed Northeast iRacing League event. Ken Wormuth, Dylan Terry, Brody Plotz, 17th, 18th, 19th. And unfortunately, James Normoyle coming away P20 here tonight. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I'm the voice of the Northeast iRacing League, Colin Chismore, driver of the number 03C mini stock. Like I said, please, YouTube, Discord, Twitch. I know Facebook, we're not live on there yet, but please like, follow, share, help us grow here tonight. Of course, if you're looking to partner with us, get your name out there, a little bit of exposure, do not hesitate to send myself, David Smith, Jim Bordon, or any of the other Northeast iRacing League officials a DM, and we'll work with you to see what we can do. Nonetheless, thanks for tuning in, everybody, tonight. Shane Billings coming away with the Gator here at Volusia. Thanks for tuning in.